Las Palmas to Saint Lucia, it's ARC time again, celebrating 40 years of ocean adventure.
This is ARC Live.
Welcome back to Las Palmas and ARC Live. I'm Runström and I'm your host here today. In today's show we will meet representatives from Saint Lucia and IGI Marina, where the sailors make landfall on the other side of the Atlantic. We will speak to YB tracking, how we can follow the boats at sea. Paul will talk us through World ARC and ARC Europe, and we are meeting with some of the sailors. So over to you, Paul, and your guests in the sofa.
Thanks very much, Mats, and good afternoon, everybody. We're here with Sean DeVoe, Marina Manager, IGY Marina's Rodney Bay, and also Denise Morissette, Maritime Tourism Officer for the Saint Lucia Tourism Authority. Welcome to the sofa, and thanks very much for joining us. Sean and Denise have visited Las Palmas as part of the programme here to deliver some information about the island to our participants. And how's your trip been so far, guys? What have you been seeing?
Good. So far, we've enjoyed it. As you know, Paul, last time I was here was 2023. So it's always good to be back here, taking part in the seminars and meeting some of the old faces, but also some of the new ones. As IGY, partnering with the Lucia Tourism Authority and yourselves. So it's a pleasure for us to be here, and we look forward to the start on Sunday and everything after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Denise, it's not your first time in Las Palmas either, is it?
No, it's not, but it's always a good experience to be able to come meet with participants and, take part in the activities before they make that great sail.
Yeah, absolutely. And the coordination for ARC on the island of St. Lucia isn't just limited to when the boats are arriving in St. Lucia. There's a year-round programme of planning that goes on with ourselves, IGY Marina, and also St. Lucia Tourism Authority. So perhaps we could just explain what goes on throughout the year in preparations for the ARC arrivals, Denise.
Okay, so we start very early in the year. We start with the ARC Planning Committee, where we look at what happened in the previous year, what worked and what we need to improve. Of course, we always want to provide an unforgettable experience to the participants. So we start planning very early to ensure that when they do make the arrival to St. Lucia, everything is in order and they're set for a great time.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Sean, you've got quite a few things to do in the marina as well before sort of like 150 plus boats arrive with you.
I thought that was the yellow shirts doing that. But no, it is. Every year, a lot of people say, oh, the ARC comes every year, it must be easy, and it never is. But it really is a joy to do, working with yourselves and everybody, and basically just playing a big game of Tetris and seeing how we can fit all the vessels in. And really that is what keeps us going, the adrenaline of every year being different in terms of the patterns of arrivals. As you know, sometimes we can get 90 arrivals in 3 days, or the weather will be gentle and generous to us and have it spread out over 2 weeks. So it's a challenge, but it's one that we are excited to take on every year.
Yeah, and if we're honest, it's one that we have practiced from previous years, so it's always slightly different, but there's definitely a confidence, the fact that we've achieved it every year in the past.
Correct.
So hopefully the same for this year as well.
Yes.
And Denise, maybe you could tell us a bit more about what is in store for yacht crews arriving in St. Lucia. What can they go off on island and do?
Okay, well, that's a beautiful thing about St. Lucia. With St. Lucia having so much to offer. If you're into nature, then of course you can't come to St. Lucia without going to the Caribbean's only driving volcano, said to be the fountain of the youth. Of course, if you're into nature trails, then you can go experience one of the PTP tour, go P-Tour, hike up that, have that experience. Of course, if you want a more thrilling experience, and we do have some ATV experiencing, we have zip lining and we have the tram experience. And of course, as the romantic getaway is the leading honeymoon destination. If you just want to grab a drink and go on your romantic getaway, then that's there for you to experience as well.
Great. Well, we're all looking forward to that, Denise.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Sean, about the boatyard and marina facilities, what have our cruisers got in store for when they arrive, if they need some boat services on arrival?
Yeah, so one of the nice things with IGY, Paul, as you well know, Rodney Bay Marina, is that it's a full service facility. We have a full functioning boatyard with up to a 75-ton travel lift. We have fueling. We have uplands amenities with a swimming pool and duty-free shopping, as well as the Island Water World chandlery that's right here within the marina, immigration and customs, and then 7 food and beverage options along the waterfront, from sushi to pizza to everything else in between. So we really do offer a lot to the visitors that are coming for the first time, but we also there is a lot outside of the marina within close proximity. So there's the malls, as you know, where you can get provisioning and all of that done. There's gyms, there's pools, there's golf very close by, and all of the beautiful beaches of Radway Beach. So we're ideally located in the northwest of Saint Lucia, in that corner. But as a whole, Saint Lucia is ideally located between Martinique and St. Vincent. And so we're just that gateway to allow people to come in, enjoy a bit of Saint Lucia, but also explore what it has to give. And then in terms of supporting all of the vessel services, whatever is needed, we'd be happy to help. If they want to visit the boatyard or visit our website and send us an email, we'd be more than happy to guide them into the services and repairs that are needed from our boatyard and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rodney Bay is a tourism part of the island with lots to do in the local area, and I think our ARC program tries to balance having activities within the marina, because let's face it, people might arrive a bit tired, need to rest, need to celebrate,
Yes.
and then maybe looking to go a bit further afield around the island to see a few more things. So we have, through our ARC planning committee, we've put together a nice program for the cruisers on arrival. Denise, do you want to talk us through what's in store for the ARC 25 guys when they arrive?
Okay, so in St. Lucia, we love to party. And when you do get to St. Lucia, then you need to party like a Lucian. So starting very early, we have the early arrivals cocktail. Then we have the official welcome party for the ARC. Lots of entertainment, lots of good food, lots of vibes, like we'd say. Then soon after, we're going to the sunset cruise all the way to Ancillary, where we have the Ancillary fish fry, and that's a street party. You get to fully immerse yourself in the culture of St. Lucia with entertainment, food straight off the grill. I tell persons you can't come to St. Lucia and not experience a street party.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going down on the west side of the island on a boat trip, and
yes.
then enjoying Ancillary.
Of course, IGY will be putting on a welcome cocktail for you guys, because we really do appreciate when you come to Ireland. And lots of sundowners going to be happening, drinks on special. This year is the 40th edition of the ARC, so there's going to be something very special, the 40th edition of the ARC Sundowner. And of course, we close it off with the ARC prize giving ceremony, lots of prizes to be won. And when you come to St. Lucia, you really understand why we say you need to party like a Lucian. We love to have a good time, so I'm certain that when you guys do come to St. Lucia, it's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. It's a really fun program, and there's lots to look forward to on the other side of the Atlantic.
For sure.
Yeah, good. And if you were to give one piece of advice, guys, to those boats arriving on ARC 25 about what they do on arrival, what would that advice be?
Okay, so the great thing is ARC happens to be just before Christmas, and I like to say nothing is sweeter than a Lucian Christmas. So when you do get to St. Lucia, I encourage everyone to fully immerse yourself in the culture of St. Lucia. Go out, go into the communities. You can't make it this far and not really get a feel of what it is to be a Lucian. Funny enough, it's Christmas time, so be sure to ask them for that fruitcake and sorrel, then they'll know you know what you're talking about, and then you could say you had a taste of a Lucian Christmas. Yes.
Thanks very much.
No, well, I mean, Denise summed it up as good as can be. But just from an IGY point of view, I mean, we always try to make every visitor to the facility feel like family. Because in Rodney Bay and within the IGY group, that's what we strive to do. Make everybody feel comfortable, make everybody feel like family. And not just when you arrive on the ARC. Let us worry about the rest of your vessel. That's why we are there. We have a full team of 33 people that have been there for years. As you know, Paul, we have some great experience within the team. And so we want you to really enjoy your arrival into St. Lucia. We want you to enjoy the activities, the festivities. And after the ARC prize giving, when everybody has had a good time, then we can sit with you and plan the next phase of your sailing. But that's what IGY is there for. It's really to take the worry away from the owners and crew who have accomplished such an amazing achievement on the 40th edition, crossing 27 700 miles, well, the way the crow flies. We know that never happens, but that's what we're there to do, and we continue to strive to do that. So please call on us, and we do welcome each and every one of you and your families that are flying in, because some of them may be coming across by boat, but looking for alternative accommodations, whether it be villa, hotel, or anything else. And our front desk, the SLTA team in the ARC office, are there to help you, there to support you, to make it as seamless and as easy as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And if friends and family are visiting St Lucia, just connect with us. And if you're waiting for a boat to arrive, then check in with us on a daily basis and be there to welcome that boat when it arrives on Rodney Bay Marina pontoons. Thanks very much for sharing your thoughts. Denise, you've provided us with a little video, so we're going to see what's in store for the ARC 25 participants once they arrive in St Lucia. Okay, so now we're going to go to one of our supporters here on island, on the live, and that's Katana. It's great to be working with a number of different service companies, manufacturers and equipment providers who've helped support ARC Live. So let's hear from one of them now, Katana.
So I'm delighted to be joined on the line here by Benjamin Monnier, Katana salesman. How are you, Benjamin?
I'm good, thank you.
Where are you joining us from in the world, Benjamin?
I'm currently in the shipyard in Canet-Roussillon, so south of France, close to the Spain border, indirect.
So, Benjamin, just tell us, what is the Katana way of sail?
Oh, so Katana, it's a long story, it's 40 years existence. And,
well, we've only got a short broadcast, Benjamin, so 40 years might have to be condensed. People talk about performance, and we are performance cats. And the shipyard is very often forget about life on board. And that's one of the main features on the Katana, that we start with real comfort and livability. Air conditioning, loud water, and we build a cat around that. So that's the Katana way of sailing, is sailing when the others simply can't. Yeah, and we're here obviously at the start of the Atlantic Rally for cruisers. Comfort is just a huge part of crossing the Atlantic, right?
Yeah, for sure. So comfort is like sound also. The concept with this in-house cockpit makes a huge difference. So you talk about 15 decibels less. So sound, capacity to be performs and have like a good acceleration without swinging or eking the wave. That's part of the stuff of the design.
Absolutely. I think I've slept on some boats which feel like you're sleeping inside a drum. But what would you feel sets you apart from other shipyards?
Oh, that's a lot. It's we are a little team in the big group with Marina and Katana group. The thing is, we just design a product and we evolve with this product because we also are sailor. We test the boat. We are very close to our owners. So that's why the OC2 is also an evolution. Is because it's just not a boat. It's a project of life, an experience, and they go away with the boat very far. So we need to be careful about his experience of the owners. Is something makes a huge difference on the market.
You mentioned the OC2 there. Some people might not have heard of it as a model. Can you just tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, after more than 20 boats around the world, we have a good feedback. We also have a feedback in Intel with all the building process tools, and so the evolution was interesting because we, for 4 years now, we're doing a list of things to not change but evolve, and as we now propose something like an evolution of all this list onto another same hull, but another step in terms of quality first, and also for ergonomy on board. So yeah, the main thing is about design, but we also introduce a new materials, the composite one, that we are the first shipyard in the world to use these materials, and we use on all the accommodation. It's permit to win 1.5 tons. Then we talk about the Katana way of sales, about the boat
a real boat to live aboard. It's what exactly is the things we're thinking for when we change and when we add these materials to the list. It was to say, okay, we are the same speed, we keep the same speed, same comfort, better quality, but also more payload capacity.
Yeah, I mean, build capacity is something you absolutely want in the middle of the Atlantic for sure. One of your other well-known models is the Ocean class. Describe that just in one sentence for us.
I think that's a true blue water cruising catamaran. That means it's not a performance one, it's a liveaboard boat, and you can be faster than the other. And we had this things appeared last year with two participation of the Katana OC, and they won the fabulous rally of the Arc Plus and Arc. So yeah.
I think True Blue Water will be music to the ears of a lot of our participants. But just finally, just quickly before we run out of time, what upcoming events do you have, and what does the future hold for Katana?
Alors, in your event, I will have one boat this year participate to the Arc, one Aussie, number 1218. We will probably have 2 or 3 boats next year on the Arcs too, between the Arc Plus and Arc. So that's, I think, one of the good things on the boat. It's a program. It's a good program to do the transatlantic with this kind of boat. And after, in terms of commercial things, we will be at all the boat show, international boat show like Miami, like Cannes. And we will show by the new Katana OC2 the Evolution. So yeah, that's something. A lot of things happen and will happen on next year with maybe a big boat, bigger range. So we'll see.
Well, it sounds like a pretty hectic schedule, Benjamin. Thank you so much for your time today, and it was a real pleasure speaking to you.
My pleasure too.
Thanks for that interview, Peter. And now join me by Tom here at the table, by Tom from YB Tracking. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
So all the boats that are crossing with the Arc has an YB tracker on board. How does it work?
Well, in simple terms, basically it's a satellite tracker. It communicates directly with the Iridium satellite network, so the antenna can send a position and any signal it needs to directly up to the satellites.
All right. Is it a lot of work for the skippers?
No, we configure it all from our side, so as long as you set it on the push bit and the antenna's pointing up, you don't have to do anything with it.
All right. So when it's mounted there, does it need to be charged or anything?
No. So the mount's at the back. It's got the 2 Velcro straps. You can attach that directly to the poles and make sure that it's fastened, and then for extra safety, use the bungee on the back as well around the poles.
All right. Looking at one unit here, I can see there is a red button under the lid here. What's that for?
Yeah, so the red button's for emergencies only. If you do come into an emergency, hold that button down for 5 seconds, and then it will send an alert through to World Cruising and to us as well.
All right. So if I do remember correct, you can also send text messages with the unit.
Yeah. So you can send a text message through directly from the YB Connect app and directly from your phone.
All right. So how often does it update?
So right now it's on a 4-hourly transmission. We'll change it to 1 hourly, and then from 1 hourly we'll change it to 15 as you come in. For the start of the race as well, we'll speed you up to 15, up to 1 hour, and then down to 4 hours.
All right. So for all the family and friends back home, how can they follow the fleet?
So you can go directly to the ARC website, or you can go to the YB Races app where you can view it directly on there.
All right. And in this app or on the web, what else can I find there?
So you'll be able to view all the leaderboards, so you can see how teams are doing, what their expected finish time is, and all the expected ratings and who you think will win.
All right. And I saw that there is a new race viewer.
Yeah. Yeah, so the team at home have been working very hard to try and get this new sleek race viewer up and running. I think you can see a video at the moment. Basically, we've incorporated some new features, but kept a lot of the old features that we have from the legacy viewer as well.
Wow, it looks great, huh?
Yeah, we're very happy with it, and there are certainly a few more features that we'd like to introduce, and they'll be coming in the future as well.
All right. Tom, thanks for coming here. I see that the queue is growing outside your office, so I will let you go.
Thank you.
And now over to a company that serves all the sailors here in Las Palmas with small and big parts as well as services. Here is Rol Nautic. So Rol Nautic has been an important cooperation for World Cruising Club for many, many years. Tell us a little bit about that.
Hello, good morning, every sailors. Yes, Matt, which is a friend of us during the last more than 20 years, he's a very, very good guy. We are working with the IRC practically from the start of the moment, with Jimmy Corner first, later with Andrew Bishops and Jeremy, and now with Paul Tetlow and Suzanne. Our cooperation with the important event which made in Gran Canaria, concretely in the city of the island, Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, it's we think that we are continuous and keeping going together.
Yeah, Rol Nautic is like an institution on the Canarian Islands. Every sailor knows it. What kind of services do you offer?
Well, Rol Nautic joined to the IRC and local customer and foreigner customer visited us every year before to cross the Atlantic, are growing, I think, very fast, and our kind of service is full of them. Example, we have a very nice shop where you can supply more or less everything you need for a cross. If not in time, we can looking for because we have a very good supplier and a very good reputation with the suppliers. And in the boat yards, which we have two facilities. One of them is located into the Las Palmas Puerto Deportivo. Another one is a huge boat yard are in commercial port. So in the both boat yard, we can apply service, all kinds of service, hydraulic, carpenter, fiberglass, motor, change the motor, generator, all of kind, big rigging as well, all kind service that more or less that the sailors needed before to cross.
Yeah, your shop is very well stocked. And what is the last minute shopping that the sailors are doing before they are crossing?
Thank you for your words, Matt. We appreciate so much because it's a very important part of our job. To say specifically what is the last minute is a little bit difficult. I believe that ropes, blocks, this kind moving pieces, which for the long trip for like 2,500 miles, always could be damaged or break or friction. I believe this is the point. Yeah. Because after the last minute, all safety inspection was passed and more or less the main things are fixed.
On Sunday, the fleet is leaving for Saint Lucia. What is your last words to the sailors?
Well, practically all jobs are do it. Probably some electronic devices will damage or something like that. Very honestly, this year we did a very good job, and our technician practically are closing. Everything is open in order to leave, be ready for tomorrow. The technical department get a little bit rest.
Jean Carlos, very much thank you.
And so great to hear from Juan Carlos there at Rol Nautic, huge supporters of the Ark, and great to have their shop on the premises here in Las Palmas Marina for those last minute supplies that sailors might need before departing, last minute repairs. Great to hear from them. I'm now joined by John and Angela Mateo, who are previous participants of World Cruising Club events, and we've asked them to join us on the sofa this afternoon to talk about World Ark Arc and Arc Europe. John and Angela on their boat Madrigal completed a circumnavigation with World Arc in 2018 and 19. So guys, how did it feel coming back from circumnavigating after World Arc?
It was a wonderful experience. When I walked into my little yacht club, the rooms separated, and I got the best seat at the bar. But it was a combination of joy and relief. Joy to having gotten around the world, and relief that we didn't have to worry anymore about getting this piece of fiberglass around the world. Angela?
It was a little sad. I mean, we had such a wonderful time with so many people, and we'd met such amazing friends along the way. As a matter of fact, right after we came back, we left for Europe, and we actually reconnected with the Norwegians and some other people, and we had other people come and stay and meet us in New York. So that was sort of nice to just sort of continue that friendship. So that part I was glad.
Yeah, absolutely. And the sense of satisfaction must be huge, because it's not just about getting around the world, is it? It's all the preparations in the months and maybe years in advance of that. So how were those preparations for you guys? Over what period of time were you thinking about World Arc and actually working on the boats?
I'm the wrong one to ask that question for, because we went from zero to sailing around the world in about 6 months. That's like the worst way to do it. Obviously, it's a lot of sailors in the back of their mind is, I want to sail around the world. Yeah. And we just happened to come into our boat. It came up on the market. We bought it. There was an opening, and we said, let's go around the world. Now, that's the worst way to do it. But that's the way we did it. We usually recommend anybody else spend a couple of years sailing on your boat and then going around the world.
Yeah. And did you have much work to do on the boats once you acquired it?
Unfortunately, yes. We had a tremendous amount of work to do on the boat, a lot more than we expected to. That's why we did it the wrong way. And we were running out of time to meet the start for the World Arc, so we just said, put all the parts on the boat. We'll sail it down there, and we'll put it together as we're sailing around the world. And by the time we got to Australia, it was a sailboat.
Yeah, and of course, it's not just about preparation of the boat; it's all the other family things as well. So, what did you experience, and what advice would you give about, putting the things about housing and the family and finances, things like that?
So, a lot of people, when you talk about sailing around the world, say, "Oh my God, that's so hard." The sailing. They talk about storms and pirates. There are no storms that you really have to worry about, and the sailing is the easy part. The hard part is saying goodbye to your family and friends for 15 months or more. And that, we rented our house out, we had a couple good goodbye parties, and then just did it. But that was surprisingly more difficult than the sailing around the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was a good way to get our kids off our insurance and other things that we didn't need anymore. We didn't have to need our cars. We didn't need a couple of things. So yes, it was very hard saying goodbye to family. That was probably the hardest part, and that was the part that I was looking forward to when we came back. However, again, I sort of missed the adventure when we came back.
Yeah. Yeah. So World Arc, around the world circumnavigation, 26,000 nautical miles over 15 months if people do it in one go, or maybe they're split in Australia to do it over 27 months. So what were your expectations before you set off, and did you have any particular places in your mind that you were particularly looking forward to?
Well, to be honest, we had very little expectations. We were so busy trying to get our boat ready. And that was actually a blessing, because when you come out with no expectations, everything is amazing. Obviously, people had dreams of the South Pacific and all these imaginary places, but we came out with little or no expectations, and every port that we stopped exceeded our low expectations, because it was just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah. And what about challenges on the route? It's not all plain sailing, is it?
It's all perfect sailing, palm trees and pina coladas. I think the biggest challenge for us, other than just maintaining the boat, was the pace of it kept us going, which was both a blessing and a curse. It was a blessing because we kept sailing, right? By the time you get to South Africa, you're like, oh, just another ocean. So we became very good sailors very, very quickly. The there's a little pressure behind that, though, because you can't just sit and relax. No barnacles are going to grow on our hull. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. We were just looking at a graphic there of the World Art route. So, out of all the places you visited, where were your favourite locations?
All right. So everybody asked that question. What's your favourite places? And I have to say, the World Cruising Club, every venue was spectacular. But if you would ask collectively amongst the fleet, everybody would say the Tuamotus in French Polynesia is everybody's what they imagine the French, the South Pacific to be. Atolls, palm trees, beautiful lagoons. That, without a doubt, is a highlight. Equal to that would be South Africa. The amount of wildlife. We went there and did a safari. We weren't even planning on that. Just stunning wildlife and a beautiful country to visit.
And vineyards.
Right.
Vineyards and mountains. I mean, oh my God! South Africa is just absolutely was stunning, and you gave us so much time there that it was really enjoyable. We really had a great time.
Yeah, that's it's where the World Art Fleet are at the moment. So they've just arrived in Richards Bay, South Africa, and then their rough plan is to get to Cape Town by Christmas. So they can either have friends and family visit them or fly back home for the same. So we're catching some stories from them and some photos and updates, and it's been great to see them. They're on a safari the other day, seeing the big five in a local game reserve. So really good to follow their progress. And how did you manage crew during the leg? Were you predominantly sailing just the two of you, or with many guests?
Well, which is true for many of the boats. Early in the trip, it's easy to find crew, especially we sailed out of the U.S. for people to meet us. The further you get around the world, the harder it is to find. We did have one friend who insisted on joining us on all the long legs, so we did many with him. And we did many, just the two of us. So it was up in between 2 and 4 would be the crew size. Mostly two of us towards the back end of the trip.
Well, also, I was more comfortable sailing by then. I mean, I was not an avid sailor beforehand, but by the time we got to Australia, I was like, okay, how many miles is this one? Okay, 1,000, sure, okay, got it down.
Yeah, well, and let me just add, two of us and the autopilot. Because we didn't sail around the world, the autopilot sailed us around.
You had some help. And it's Madrigal's a wonderful boat, but it's a smaller space than most people are living in. How did you adapt to those circumstances? And also, once you finished your circumnavigation, got back home, how did that feel? It must have been quite odd.
I'll tell the first part. You tell the COVID part. Madrigal's a FAR 50 pilot house, so it's big enough to go and hide from the two of us when there's just two. When there's 6 people, it's a little more crowded, but when there's 2 of us, we had enough room, enough space, and not feel that we're living completely on top of each other. And then when we returned...
Right, when we returned, obviously, we had a little bit of a break of time. Matter of fact, we made it all the way to the Dusseldorf boat show because we were like, want to know more about sailing and what we could do to improve our boat. But then COVID hit, and I was stuck in my house with my husband, and my kids also came home. But everyone's like, oh, I'm going nuts. And I was like, it's much bigger than 50 feet. Like, I'm fine. Like, how can you not find a place to hide in your home when it's much bigger than 50 feet? So, yes, it made COVID easy almost. And, just even stocking up on things and provisioning. I just sort of felt like I was on a boat again.
Very good. And the community spirit on the rally, how did that develop as the rally went on? And, do you still keep in touch with those that you participated on the rally with?
All right, so the World Arc is like going back to high school or college all over again. At Saint Lucia, it's your freshman year, and you want to know who the cool boats are and who the cool kids are. By the time you get to Galapagos, you finished your freshman year, and through the South Pacific is sophomore. On and on, you get to Cape Town, it's senior year. You've got all your friends and cliques, and you finish up in Saint Lucia for your graduation party and say goodbye. But like college or high school, you make lifelong friends because you're spending 15 months sharing everything together and doing so much together that even today we're here, how many years? 7 years after, and we still have friends from the World Arc here. We've had friends on the World Arc, on Arc Europe, and we continue to meet them around the world. So it's a life-changing experience.
No, what we did, or what one of our things that we did early on around the Galapagos is all the women got together, and we actually had a women's luncheon, sort of a little different because the men all just talk about, their gear and everything, and the women just spoke about what brought them on the World Ark, and that was a great bonding experience for us, and we were able to just sort of share ideas, and I got a lot of great ideas for cooking, etc., from the other women, and how to provision, how to do other things, and even though some of them were great sailors also.
So we're in here in Las Palmas with setting off on the Ark. Maybe some of the participants of our current Ark have aspirations to sail around the world, maybe take a left and go through Panama either this season or the next. What would be your bits of advice to them, either how to manage the boat or organise crew or to enjoy the places on the route?
First off, I'd say do it. Second, if you're doing the ARC, the ARC here from Gran Canaria down to Saint Lucia, you have a boat and it's prepared. It's ready to sail around the world. The only thing, you just have to keep it up to standards because you're sailing the boat not just for 2 weeks, but for 15 months continuously. Other than that, it's hard to actually do it, to make that decision, but you will never regret it. I don't think anybody who has done the World Ark said, I wish I spent 15 months in it differently. Everybody who's done it says it's a life-changing experience. I'm so glad I've done it. And I want everybody else to share that experience through the World Cruising Club.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Right. The World Cruising Club made it much easier for me and much more comfortable for me to go around the world. I was always nervous about, my husband had always said he wanted to sail around the world, and I was always nervous, okay, how do we figure out customs, how do we do this, how do we do that, because everything's different. And the World Cruising Club just took care of a lot of that anxiety, took away a lot of that away, so I could concentrate on enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a huge challenge. It's 26,000 nautical miles in a short space of time. There are the free cruising periods that allow you to really get and explore people. But getting your boat around the world is a huge achievement. So well done to you guys. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. You're going to stay on the sofa, and you're going to, as repeat visitors to World Cruising Club events, we're also going to ask your thoughts about Arc Europe after this short look at World Ark. We produced a little video on the departure of World Ark from Saint Lucia in 2023, and here's how it looked.
Why are we doing this?
A childhood dream to travel the world, see places that you'd only ever seen on TV, never thought you'd ever get to go. You get a great community and the sense of safety, or increased safety, being part of a group.
So we've had lots of time to go and explore Saint Lucia. We've sailed down to the Pitons, which is absolutely wonderful. It's just such a beautiful country to explore.
The staff here, both the ARC staff and the people in the Marina office and immigration, are polite and it's easy to work with.
We've met so many people from all over the world that we know we'll be friends with for the rest of our lives. And that's been an amazing experience for us as well.
Great to see those views of Saint Lucia, the World Ark. I have the privilege of being in Saint Lucia as the group's forming together, and it's a really special time. It's at the end of probably a lot of hard work and preparations to get there, and it's really nice to see the group forming and the anticipation and excitement of setting off around the world. John and Angela have remained with us because they're also have participated in Arc Europe. We mentioned that during our previous piece. So that's World Cruising Club events the other way across the Atlantic from west to east. And it might be of interest to ARC participants in order to complete the Atlantic circuit or on return from World Arc to Saint Lucia to get the boat back to Europe. So it's a multi-stage rally departing from the Caribbean in May. It visits Bermuda, goes across the Atlantic Ocean, makes landfall in the Azores in Horta, and then either goes to Lagos on the Algarve of Portugal, or an alternative route up to Northern Europe. So, John and Angela, when you did ARC Europe, that was just after World Arc finished, is that right?
We did it twice. So
okay.
To sail home, we did the BVIs to Bermuda leg, and then we said goodbye to the ARC Europe, and then we continued on to New York. And then in 2022, we started from New York, met the fleet in Bermuda, and continued across the North Atlantic.
Absolutely. And since then, you've had the boat in the Mediterranean for a while, and you've been sort of like fly sail cruising with the boat in the Mediterranean, and now you're in Las Palmas to do the second half of your Atlantic circuit.
Exactly. Everybody starts with the ARC. We're finishing with the ARC.
Okay, very good. Well, there's probably, I think, in our last ARC, there was 10 boats US flagged, which was a nice number to have. Yeah, it's a way to complete the Atlantic circuit, as you say. So what are your reflections of Bermuda when you arrive there, and as an arrival port and also as a place to help prepare for that second leg across to the Azores?
Bermuda is a wonderful island. I've raced there many times, so it's fun to come there as a cruiser. It's a little more relaxing. It's got a tremendous amount of British charm to it, and a wonderful place to stop, catch up, and a waypoint from crossing the Atlantic, either west to east or north to south. It's a nice little waypoint in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for a lot of sailors.
And our World Cruising Club program there is really about bringing the fleet together. They may have joined us in Bermuda, and the main group that come up from the Caribbean, putting those together in a nice social program and final preparations before departing. So how was your passage from Bermuda to the Azores?
It was challenging.
Okay.
It's the North Atlantic is not the South Pacific, right? And you've got to pay attention. And in our particular case, there was a bit of a weather system coming into the Azores, and it sort of split the fleet in half. The faster boats, which we were part of, were able to get into Horta just before the weather shut down. The back end of the fleet had to put on the brakes and wait until it passed. But other than that one chapter, which lasted about 48 hours, the rest of it was wonderful sailing.
Yeah, I mean, some meteorologists would say March is too soon. April's also quite early, and May is about the right time to be going across. But even so, you can still have these Atlantic lows that come through and disrupt the weather patterns. It's not quite so certain as the east to west route and the trade wind conditions we're hopefully going to expect over the next few weeks.
From your mouth to God's ears.
And how was the feeling arriving in the Azores? It's a completely different maybe from your previous cruising experience. How did it compare?
Well, I'll let you go in a second. It's Sailor's Mecca, right? Pete's Sport Cafe everybody has to go there because for the past 100 years, everybody goes through the Azores and stops in Horta and goes to that cafe. The World Cruising Club put together a wonderful program of touring the island, and they cruised us through the islands before continuing on to Lagos. And in each port, it was a wonderful adventure. The Azores get ignored because they're out there in the middle of the Atlantic, but when you actually get there, it's a beautiful group of islands to explore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that is one of the things I was just thinking, even going around the world. It's the little islands that you meet that you would never go to because it would just be, you don't even think about. So, I don't think we would ever go into the Azores if we hadn't gone with the cruising club.
Yeah. And then what was your plans after you arrived in Lagos? You went into the Mediterranean?
Right, so we sort of cruised the northern coast of Spain, the Iberian Islands, got to a little bit of Sicily, and Sardinia and Sicily, and we're both from Italy. We still have family in Italy, so we got the boat quickly around to the Adriatic and got caught up with family in Pescara. Not that anybody knows where that place is, but it's a wonderful little port city in the Adriatic where we both have family.
Great. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on ARC Europe. And you're here now in Las Palmas. Right. You've got a few sailing miles under your belts and under your keel. So what are your expectations for ARC 25?
I'm hoping this is an easier trip than it took getting here. It was a sort of a nasty ride down to the Gran Canaries, but the weather forecast looks great. We're hoping to be able to put the spinnaker up once we start and take it down once we arrive in Saint Lucia, God willing.
Good luck with that. Angela, what's your expectations?
I'm hoping it's a nice, smooth ride. I can't wait to get to the finish. St. Lucia is a great place, and I know one of the nicest things is that you guys always bring us to ports that there's a lot of people that can help us fix things if we break them along the way.
Well, hopefully that won't be necessary on your trip. We wish you all the best.
And one other thing, I'm looking forward to the party, because when we did the World Arc 2018-2019, we delivered our boat down and we arrived the day after the ARC party. And everybody was still partying. We arrived in the morning. It's like, oh my God, you missed the most epic party ever.
That's great.
So now I'm going to make sure to see the best party in St. Lucia, the ARC arrival party on 20 December.
Expectations are high, but I'm sure we'll deliver. So,
I know you'll deliver. You always do.
Thanks very much for joining us, sharing your thoughts about World Arc and Arc Europe. We wish you all the best on Arc 2025 and look forward to following your progress as you go across.
Paul, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. We're now going to go to some stories from the docks. Let's hear what's been going on in the port of Las Palmas during today.
So 2 days prior to start, what are the crews up to? We are doing a dock walk. Follow us. 2 days to start. What is your last preparations?
Well, we are trying to get the food in. So some fruits, some water, and then we have done the rig check. So everything should be good with the boat. Ready to go.
So the last preparation that we've got really is the guys going off to get the last of the victual in. So it's just the fresh fruits and the fresh meats that we're going to be eating for the first week. Over the last week we've done a lot of cooking and frozen that down. So that's going to be for week 2 and week 3 and week 4. No, we won't go that long, I don't hope, but yeah.
And the boat, she's shipshape?
Boat's all good. Yeah, everything's been replaced, new sails, got a new parasailer, what we're looking forward to trying. We've just been discussing that with the lighter winds, so everything's ready to go. Yeah.
Fair winds.
Thank you very much.
What is your last preparations?
We need to finish the food pack, and for the boat everything is ready to go. The boom is clear, the sail is clear, the boat is clear. So, hope to go.
Well, we get into the rings, the last stuff, what we figured out what is missing, and everybody's ready to go.
And the boat, she's ship shape?
Yeah, the boat is in shape, hopefully. Well, we will see, but it should be. We spent quite a bit of time and prepared everything, so we are ready.
We've got a few things to do. We're just finalising provisions now. We've got a genset service to go. We'll do that internally. And a test sail. Other than that, we're looking forward to dinner tonight with the crew and hopefully a relaxing Saturday afternoon in preparation for Sunday.
Well, currently we're just going through the safety briefs, so down below, on deck, just going through all the systems, electrics, emergency drills, and currently we were just showing the crew how the hydrovane wind vane works.
And the boat, she's ship shape?
She's ship shape, yeah.
Ready to go?
We're ready to go, yeah.
And the crew is also ready?
I hope so. Yes, they're ready. They are ready to go. They're all very seasoned sailors. They've done thousands of miles between them, so yeah. We're all pretty much ready. Just food coming later, and that's the final bit, really.
So we are storing all the food inside the boat. So fruits, veggies, also the dry food is coming inside. Cleaning the fridge, all that kind of stuff about the food, water also on the under the wooden planks of the boat. And then we'll go through all the motor parts and all the rigging to check that it's all good, that we're sure that we can sail.
We just bought a fishing rod.
A fishing pole.
Yeah, because we need something extra fresh food, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's the last preparation. They just bring some fresh food to the boat. So we're stacking and reorganizing all the stuff. So that's basically what we're doing. And a little bit cleaning, last cleaning.
Yeah.
So
and having fun.
And having fun.
Yeah. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, the action is really building up on the pontoons here in Las Palmas. And in the series Meet the Sailors, I'm now joined by my country fellow from Sweden, Pia Hultgren. Welcome, Pia.
Thank you.
Good to have you here on the show today. So you are joining us for the Ark and later on for the World Ark in January.
Yes, that's right.
And tell me a little bit about your boat.
Oh yes, it's a Baltic 67 and it was built in 2018. It's called Magnetti.
Magnetti.
Magnetti, see?
See?
And it means a river of stars in Shangaan, African language.
Aha,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a lovely boat. Yeah.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
seen it. I think we have some walk-around pictures coming here as well. So, deciding to attend and cross the Atlantic, how did you prepare the boat for the crossing and the lap around the world that you're doing?
Well, first of all, it was built by through a lot of experiences from other sailings we did. So we did the Ark and the World Ark in 2015-16, and we took a lot of impressions from other boats. And also Eric, my husband, this is his sixth Baltic, so he has also improved his knowledge, and he knew exactly what he wanted. But of course, it's always, kompromisser in Swedish.
Compromises,
Compromises, yes. Thank you.
So
yeah.
And did you check the rig prior to the departure?
Yeah. So, and then it was built for this, for doing a long sailing, and then it has been in the Med, and we have tested it a lot. And the last half year, 6 months, we have taken the rig off. We have gone through almost everything from top to toe. we have had the keel off and checked everything. It's a lifting keel, and I think we are very well prepared. Yeah.
Well,
and the sails are adjusted a little bit. Actually, we have the Code Zero and the A2 has been slightly adjusted to last longer and to be easier to handle in strong winds.
Yeah. And the crew on board your boat, how many are you sailing this year?
We will be 6 on the Atlantic.
Okay.
And further on 2 or 3.
Yeah, all right. But the crew that you're crossing with now, is it friends or family or?
Yeah, it's hand-picked friends.
Hand-picked friends.
Yes, very good team.
All right.
Yeah.
So I saw on your Instagram that you came out of the Med, as you said. How was the trip down to Las Palmas?
Oh, actually, we prepared a lot to find the right weather window. I think that's the trick. And then we had to be aware of the currents through or before and more after Gibraltar. It was very strong winds because we wanted to head south, and because of the orcas. That's the third thing we had to be aware of a lot. So we wanted to head south as quickly as possible, and then we had like 5 to 7 knots currents against us, and we had 35 knots from the back.
Oh.
So it was quite interesting sailing. Yeah.
Yeah, Gibraltar can be quite
felt
tricky.
in the feet.
And
then after that we had it was exciting with all the fishermen from outside Morocco.
Ah, okay.
But it was a good sailing.
Good shakedown.
Yeah, good shakedown. Yeah.
So you and the crew are ready for Sunday now?
Yes, we are so prepared we can be, I think. We did the last shopping now, just before I arrived here.
Okay, and that ticks off all the boxes in the list, or?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Even a few ice cream I smuggled in the freezer.
That's good.
So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So now we just long to be out there.
Yeah, all right. But Pia, in your profession, you are a meteorologist and well known to many Scandinavians as you do the weather on national TV. So I have one last question for you. Can you give me your weather brief and overview for Sunday?
Oh, only Sunday. Oh, that's good. Sunday is just 2 days ahead. So it looks like we have strong winds in the morning, and they will weaken a bit during the day. So when the start is quite perfect winds, I think, like around 10 to 15 knots. maybe some gusts a little stronger, but they will start to weaken during the afternoon, and especially heading south in the evening, they will weaken, and they will be easterly from the morning, maybe a little bit south of east, but so half wind down there, and then they will turn a little more back to slightly northeast. And then the tricky thing now, because a week back and many days back, it looks like very strong winds, like up to 35 knots in the wind gusts. But now I think the tricky part will be to avoid the calm areas.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so we, especially on Monday, it will calm out. The wind will die out a bit, and so the tricky part will be to navigate and find the wind, because if it would be allowed, we would have preferred to go the northern way around the islands, as the weather looks now.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
but we are not allowed in the rules. We had to leave Gran Canaria
to starboard.
on starboard. Yeah.
All right. So there might be some engine hours during the first 2 days then.
Oh no. we find the wind.
You find the wind,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course you do, of
Yeah.
course you do. So thanks a lot, Pia, and fair winds to you and the crew aboard Maniletti.
Thank you.
And see you on the other side in Saint Lucia.
Oh, I long to meet you there in Saint Lucia.
Of course.
Thank you.
So that, my friends, wraps up Friday's show. Tonight we have the farewell party, which is the last major social event before departure here on Sunday. We will be back tomorrow at 1600 UTC with the latest from the platform as the skippers are checking out, and of course some highlights from the skippers meeting. Bye from Las Palmas.